Welcome to William Patterson University's Financial Literacy webinar, presented to you by the Office of Student Enrollment Services. Today, we will discuss the topic of financial literacy and why it is important to be a financial literate. We will also touch upon certain components of financial literacy. Other components will have a separate webinar as they are more detailed. We will provide you with the options on paying for college, funding sources, and financial assistance. Additionally, we will discuss the importance of that going to college is an investment and what you gain from it, as well as the importance of being timely and being aware of deadlines. We hope that you find the information useful and are able to gain valuable skills and knowledge to be a successful William Patterson student. So let's get started. So what is financial literacy? Financial literacy is obtaining and having the knowledge and skills in order to be able to manage your money effectively. Examples of these skills and knowledge include being able to gather information and resources so that we are making sound decisions regarding financial obligations that affect the way we budget, obtain credit, fall into debt, and overall plan for the future. Overall, these skills make up the components of financial literacy, where we need to understand basic budgeting so that we know whether or not we have enough money to meet our expenses, and maybe some money left over to save. Understanding interest rates for when we want to purchase a home, a car, obtain a credit card, take out a loan, etc. When saving, what are you saving for? Are you saving to buy a house or to pay for college or to buy those cute shoes or latest video game that you have been eyeing? You need to prioritize what is important, what you need versus what you want. And I want to highlight needs versus wants because this will determine how much money you will save and where you are allocating it to. Being credit and debt savvy is also a major component because you may be approved for a credit card with a high interest rate and not have the means to pay. Many years back, this type of trap was very popular in college campuses, so you need to be aware that these may still exist. And last, understanding that your information can be compromised, and this can put you at risk of having someone take out loans under your name, credit cards, use your social security number for fraudulent business. So please ensure that you are taking the appropriate measures to protect your personal data. You can find additional information regarding these components in our other webinars on fraud protection and savings and goal settings. So why is it important to be financial literate as a William Patterson student? And what steps can you take to ensure you are successful in doing this? Well, the first step is understanding how to pay for college and what you are actually paying for. Again, this is when the needs versus want idea comes into play, which we will discuss in a bit. Additionally, you need to know what resources you have in order to be able to meet your educational expenses, like financial aid, both federal and state. Do you need to look at additional resources, like loans and/or scholarships? However, keeping in mind that if you will take out a loan, this means that you will incur debt. Recognizing that you have a support system, whether it is family and friends, a mentor, organizations, both on campus and off, and faculty and staff. And finally, that going to college is an investment into your future, and as such, your gains will be much greater in the long run. Let us take a look at understanding what you're paying for and what these expenses mean. We will also go over how to look at your billing statement and how your financial aid comes into play, as well as the importance of understanding the registration and billing cycles. Why is it important, you might ask? It helps you meet deadlines and ensure that everything is in order prior to the start of classes. So let's understand the registration and billing cycles first, so that we can understand how our bill is generated and when to pay for it. The university has two major registration cycles. We will begin with the fall semester, For the fall semester, registration begins in April and continues through the start of the fall term, with registration closing within the first week of the start of classes. However, keep in mind that the longer you wait to register, the faster the classes are filling up. You run the risk of late registration, which will make you accrue late fees. Your financial aid will be delayed and will result in missing deadlines. Once you register for the fall semester in April, your bill will be generated in early July with a payment due date of mid-August. Then for the spring semester, registration begins in November. Bills are assessed shortly after that, and payment is due the first week of January. Bills are never sent home, but instead are sent to your WPU student email. To access your bill, you will need to log in to WP Connect, to the WP Connect student portal, and go to the billing and payment section. In this section, you will be able to access your latest billing statement, make a payment, enroll in the tuition installment plan, etc. So now that you have a bill, what are you exactly being charged for? If you're a commuter student, you will most likely be charged only for tuition and fees. If you will be living on campus, then you will be charged tuition and fees plus room and board. These charges are your direct costs, and they will be reflected on your bill. In your bill, you will see all your current charges at the top and your payments, which will be your pending financial aid, scholarships, and any payments you have made at the bottom. Your charges minus your payment will equal your total due. Your financial aid is always a pending credit on your account until the funds disburse. For fall in October and spring in February. We will go over financial aid disbursement shortly. If you have a past due amount, it will be reflected on your statement as a previously billing balance as well as past due. You will then have additional costs, which would include books and supplies, health insurance, non-institutional fees, loan fees, etc. These are considered your indirect costs, which we do not bill you for, but you will need to budget for these expenses. Now that we understand what our costs are, how are we going to pay for them? You should consider applying for financial assistance to fund your education. There are different types of financial assistance: federal, state, and private. All of these can either be free money, earned money, or borrowed money. When looking for financial assistance, you need to ensure that you meet the deadlines specified by the applications you will need to file, if one is required. The most common type of financial assistance is FAFSA, which is considered to be federal aid. Eligibility consists of the Pell Grant, which is free money, as well as federal Stafford loans, which is borrowed money. FAFSA opens each year on October 1st, and the priority deadline for WPU is March 1st. You should complete the FAFSA application as soon as possible to avoid delays in submitting additional paperwork if required. If eligible for federal aid, it could be a combination of the Pell Grant, which you do not have to pay back, and the Stafford loans, either the subsidized loan, unsubsidized loan, or both, and these need to be repaid to the federal government. The difference between the two loans is that the unsubsidized loan accrues interest while you are going to school, while the subsidized does not. The federal government uses an index to determine your financial need and eligibility for both the grant and loans. The PLUS loan is a federal loan, but only parents can apply for this loan, and they will be considered the borrower. To submit your FAFSA application or have your parent apply for the PLUS loan, you will need to log in to www.studentaid.gov with your FSA user ID and password. Your parent will need to do the same. The student can also provide financial assistance. When you complete your FAFSA, the information is automatically sent to the state of New Jersey's Higher Education Student Assistance Authority. Ensure that in order to be considered for the NJ TAG grant eligibility, Remember, grants equals free money, that your FAFSA is completed no later than April 15th of each year. Depending on the information provided on the FAFSA application, this will determine your eligibility for the NJ TAG grant. You may have to provide additional information to the state, and you will do so by logging into www.njfams.hisa.org. Make sure that if you do need to submit additional information, that you complete this task by the state deadline of November 1st for fall or March 1st for spring. If not eligible for federal or state aid, consider applying for private student loans as well as grants. Banks are willing to lend you money, but you must meet their lending criteria and requirements. If you do not, you may need to provide a credit-worthy cosigner so that the lender is able to approve your request. Alternative student loans usually have a higher interest rate than federal loans, so you may want to do research and compare loans to find one that best fits your needs and use caution. Ensure that you're looking at who is allowed to borrow, the amount you may borrow, repayment periods, and when they begin. How much interest rate are you being charged, and if there are any additional fees. Apply for as many scholarships as possible, as this is free money. While most schools award merit-based scholarships upon your acceptance, schools are able to match scholarship offers from other colleges. So ensure that you inquire with the admissions office upon your acceptance to see if there is any additional scholarship funding that you may be eligible for. Additionally, William Patterson University offers the Donor Scholarship Program, which is open to all continuing WPU students. The scholarship application opens in early March and closes in April. You will submit one application, which will be used to apply for all scholarships available. The awards range from $250 to $10,000 and can be used towards the following academic year. Also, look into outside scholarships like FastWeb.com, community and faith-based and private organizations, alumni associations, your high school, and even family and friends. Remember that at the end of the day, these are your biggest supporters. Once you have completed all applications and completed all requirements, your aid will disperse in either October for the fall semester and February for the spring semester. However, keep in mind that for federal assistance, your attendance needs to be confirmed into the courses you are enrolled in by professors. So make sure that you are attending all of your classes. Bottom line is that the resources are out there. You just need to make sure that you look for them. Remember, complete your FAFSA as soon as possible and ensure that you are meeting all deadlines, which include submitting additional documents on time. After looking at all of your financial assistance options, if this is not enough, consider enrolling in a tuition installment plan. William Patterson University offers an interest-free payment plan where the payments are broken down into monthly installments. Enrollment is easy and can be done via WP Connect. There is a small $25 enrollment fee each time you enroll into the plan. If your parents have set aside money for you to go to college with a 529 college savings plan like Franklin Templeton and NJ Best, these can be used towards your educational expenses and will be considered a third-party payment. Different college savings plans have different withdrawal criteria, so it is always best to inquire with the financial institution as to how to withdraw the funds for your college expenses. Consider getting a job on campus, which can help offset expenses. Student employment could be the Federal Work-Study Program or a student assistantship. While these funds do not go towards paying for tuition, you can definitely set the money aside to help pay for these expenses. Books and supplies or spending money for gas and/or food. Additionally, if income information that you have provided on your FAFSA has changed, like loss of income, unemployment, death in the family, or unexpected medical expenses, please contact the Office of Financial Aid, as you may be eligible to submit a special condition request form. There are additional resources everywhere. You just need to ensure that you are doing your research and finding these resources. Finally, if you have exhausted all of your resources, please contact us as we may be able to help. As you are navigating your college experience and ensuring that you are getting the best of it, think of your education as an investment that with due time you will see returns or gains. Ensure that you are meeting all of your graduation requirements within the 4 years. Remember, the longer it takes you to finish school, the more money you are spending. Take advantage of the university's flat rate between 12 and 19 credits and maximize on your credit load. This will help you achieve your graduation goals sooner. Look for internships, which will help you develop the skills that you will need when entering the workforce after graduation. Sometimes these same internships can turn into job offers after graduation. Earning a college degree means that you will see revenue and income, which in turn will allow you to make big purchases like buying a home, a car, or even go for an advanced degree. So let us debrief and look at the key takeaways of the things we learned today regarding financial literacy. First, proper planning is key. This includes gathering all of your resources and doing research to ensure you are managing your money correctly and are able to fund your educational expenses, ensuring that you reach out to family and friends, organizations, places of worship, previous high school, to see if they can help with additional assistance in forms of grants and scholarships. Make sure that you are meeting deadlines, and these are critical in ensuring that you are eligible for federal, state, and or private financial assistance. Prioritize what is important. Do you really need to take out that loan if you are eligible for grants and scholarships that cover your tuition and fees? Or do you want to take out that loan so that you could have additional money in form of a refund so that you can buy those shoes or that new gaming console? Remember, your needs outweigh your wants. Don't put yourself in a financial situation or debt that you're not ready to take on. If you must borrow, don't over-borrow, and review all the terms and conditions of the loan. Try to get the lowest interest rate possible. Last, remember that going to college is an investment, and you will see a return in your investment sooner rather than later if you use your time wisely and plan accordingly. Overall, make sure that you're making sound financial decisions so that in the long run, you are not owing that much money after graduation, so that you may be able to purchase a home, a car, go on trips, and invest in the stock market if you desire. We hope that you found this webinar useful. Should you have any questions regarding the information presented, please contact us. The Office of Student Enrollment Services looks forward in assisting you achieving your educational goals while providing you with important tools and resources to ensure that you are a successful college student. Thank you.